Lesson 16. How to find new investment ideas in Investor's Business Daily. Investor's Business Daily is much more than just a newspaper. It is a research tool. In the following discussion, Bill O'Neill shows you how he finds winning investment ideas in Investor's Business Daily. Where's a good place to start in Investor's Business Daily each day?
First, you should scan the short summary, the markets, with the prior day's closing prices of the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrials, as well as the NASDAQ and NYSE volume, all found on the front page each day. This will help you quickly gauge the movement of the general market. IBD's top 10 stories on the front page and To the Point, found on page A2, are designed to give the busy reader a quick, time-saving review of all the key business news of the day. It's worth checking, particularly if you don't have time to read the morning paper and are tired of the evening news. Next, you may want to cut out and save the New America page. It has stories of exciting, newer entrepreneurial companies you may want to refer to in the future. This is where a number of major stock market winners originally were profiled. When the market is favoring the technology sector, Investor's Business Daily's Computers and Technology page can help you keep up on the best companies in these industries. Be absolutely certain you study the How to Use IBD Smart Select Corporate Ratings box found at the beginning of the main NYSE and NASDAQ stock tables. This is a must-read. It will help you better use and understand all of Investor's Business Daily's proprietary measurements that screen out deficient stocks and identify the best market leaders. The IBD Smart Select Corporate Ratings consist of 5 proprietary ratings. The first is the Earnings Per Share rating. Second is the Relative Price Strength rating. These first 2 ratings are shown on a relative scale from 1 to 99, with 99 being the best. The EPS rating and RS rating should both normally be 80 or higher. You don't want one higher and one lower. This would indicate that a stock is at least in the top 20% of all stocks in terms of its vital earnings growth record and relative price action over the past year. The third is the Industry Group Relative Strength rating, which rates a stock's industry group price action over the past 6 months. You will have a better chance of succeeding if you stick to stock purchases among leading groups and sectors. Fourth is the Sales plus Profit Margins plus ROE rating, which combines 4 fundamental measurements: sales growth, before and after tax profit margins, and return on equity into one easy rating. The fifth rating is the Accumulation Distribution rating, which identifies whether a stock is under professional buying or selling over the last 13 weeks. The last 3 ratings are provided on an easy-to-use scale from A to E. For Industry Group Relative Strength rating and the SMR rating, an A would indicate the top 20% of the market in terms of these variables, B the top 40%, and so on. For the Accumulation Distribution rating, the scale has a slightly different meaning. An A or B indicates heavy or moderate professional buying, C indicates a neutral amount of buying and selling, and D or E indicates moderate or heavy selling.
How should an investor use Investor's Business Daily's ratings and stock tables?
You generally want to avoid companies where the EPS rating and RS rating are each less than 70. There are probably much better choices in stocks with higher ratings. Likewise, if a stock has a couple of Ds or Es, there are probably better choices available. The best companies should probably show at least a B on all 3 ratings. I scan the main NYSE and NASDAQ tables every day, looking at all the bold-faced stocks, indicating stocks up $1 or more for the day or making a new price high. Checking the company name, closing price, net change, and volume percentage change. I circle any interesting names that I may want to research further. This daily scan keeps me aware and on top of all significant new stock movements. You also want to check the 52-week highs and lows feature, New Highs List, on the industry groups page every day to identify the strongest stocks in the leading 5 industry groups in the market right now. Additionally, the Best Ups list in Investors Business Daily's earnings section is a good place to look for companies reporting large earnings increases. Each day you should study the Where the Big Money's Flowing list located at the beginning of the NYSE and NASDAQ stock tables. These are sophisticated screens that flag the better companies that are up or down for the day on a big jump in trading volume. Unusual trading volume signals the flow of big institutional money into or out of a stock. For further information on stocks that the leading mutual funds may have taken new positions in, I survey the bar charts on the mutual funds page in Investors Business Daily every day.
What about the small stock charts found throughout the paper?
I scan Investors Business Daily Stocks in the News mini charts located in the main NYSE and NASDAQ sections. These are weekly price charts of stocks either making new highs in price, approaching new highs, or those with large increases in volume. I circle the ones with price patterns that look sound. Refer back to lessons 9, 10, and 11 for examples of sound chart patterns. I then do further research on some of these companies and also use a chart service to help me know if the timing is right to buy any of the prospects I discover in Investors Business Daily. We have a comprehensive chart service, Daily Graphs, which is available online at www.dailygraphs.com. In every Friday issue, you shouldn't miss your Weekend Review. This is a virtual laundry list of all stocks that have both an EPS rating and relative price strength rating of 85 or higher, the top 15% of stocks in the entire market. This list will help you quickly identify the best stocks in the top industry groups. You'll also find 28 of these companies charted every Friday as well.
If you like the video, please click the like button below and subscribe the channel. Summary. 1. You generally want to avoid companies where the EPS rating and RS rating are each less than 70. Likewise, if a stock has a couple of Ds or Es, there are probably better choices available. The best companies should probably show at least a B on all 3 ratings. 2. Look for stocks in the stock tables with bold-face type. This indicates that a stock is up $1 or more for the day or is making a new price high. This might be a good starting point for further research. 3. Using a chart service can help you determine if the timing is right to buy any of the prospects found in Investors Business Daily.